Time it is Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville that finds itself in the crosshairs of deadly racist violence. Jacksonville now joining Buffalo and Pittsburgh and Uvalde and Charleston, South Carolina, and so many others. The Jacksonville sheriff maintaining a 21-year-old white man left his home in Clay County, Florida, Saturday afternoon. He then drove north about an hour to the campus of Edward Waters University. That is an HBCU in northwest Jacksonville. He was turned away by campus police, made to leave because he refused to properly identify himself. But then he drove west a few blocks away toward a Dollar General store, and deputies say he was armed with an AR-15 assault-style rifle and a Glock pistol. He went into the store and then started shooting. When it was over, 3 innocent people were dead. That is when the gunman turned the weapon on himself. Nat Glover was the first man ever elected sheriff of the city of Jacksonville back in 1995. He also served, by the way, as president of Edward Waters College for 8 years. And Mr. Glover, thanks for being with us. You grew up in Jacksonville in the 40s during a time of segregation. Racism was hidden behind masks and closed doors, but now it seems to be out in the open. What was your reaction when you heard about Saturday's attack?
Well, I was deeply saddened to hear the news that we had people who lost their lives because of something that, really, if we'd have been a little more proactive, we could have prevented. And when I talk about that, I talk about a person who has the type of weapon that this individual used and was able to acquire that type of weapon to be able to commit the kind of crime that he did perpetrate.
Axe handle Saturday. You were 17. You were headed into the chaotic scene of the KKK attacking black protesters during a sit in. You say it shaped your life fighting justice. Today, are you convinced that this younger generation is going to pick up the torch that your generation is passing on?
Optimistic, no question about it. I think we're going to experience some incidents that one could construe that it's a setback. Uh, but I can tell you, there's always been saying that hope a lot of people use, in that sometimes you move forward 2 steps and then back one, but you still can't forget the fact that you're further than you were. But I can tell you right now, we do have a toxic environment as it relates to politics. And it seems like that the politics outweigh the needs of the people. So we just need to get that corrected. I'm hoping we just in a period where when we get the situation solved, we'll be better off than we certainly are now.
They may not teach about Axe Handle Saturday in textbooks anymore in Florida. How concerned are you about a political climate that may not teach about what happened in Jacksonville over the weekend because it makes people feel uncomfortable about the subject of race and racism?
And it's a good question because I'm very, very concerned about that, because I am convinced that these younger people are the ones that we have to look to for the future, to for a future inc- that's inclusive. And if we don't teach them what happened in the past, then they can't give the priority to correcting the problem in a real true way. So I understand that one might consider that there might be some feelings hurt, but I think you undermine the integrity of the education process when you fail to teach, a valuable portion of history in our curriculums.
Mr. Glover, when we look back at 60 years, I have a dream. One of the things that was necessary in order to achieve racial equality in this country was bold leadership coming out of Washington, D.C. Little black girls and little black boys in schools had to be escorted into their classes by the National Guard. Have we reached the point right now where the National Guard should be on a campus at a place like Edward Waters College to protect students from people who might harm them with an AR 15 because they can't run?
Well, we have to do what's necessary to keep people safe. But I think that we can create an environment that's less toxic than the environment that we are operating in now, where the value of going on a campus and shooting it up, or a Dollar General store and shooting it up, will have the will not have the appeal that it obviously happened, that it obviously have with certain groups of people in this country. I can tell you I've been somewhat surprised over the years to find out that we still have, a segment of our community, I'm talking our national community, that's still entertaining these kinds of thoughts. And I can tell you this shooter, who had obviously some mental challenges, that comes to town and do something like, kill some people and then kill himself. I have to think that somebody has put in his head somehow the glamour in doing that. And I just think that we need to look into that.
Nat Glover from Jacksonville. Nat, thank you very much for your time and also for your service.
And thank you for having me.